Hello, so this is my audience, and they're going to be going over in this direction. So, wait for them to go over there. Okay. Are you a new leader trying to figure out what type of leadership style you want to implement? Are you trying to figure out how not to be a bad or toxic leader? If so, stay tuned and you may find a leadership style that works for you. My name is Thoman, and I've been in a leadership position for the past 5 years in the Army. I've dealt with many things that are probably not happening within your typical office job, and things that are. The experience I've gained over the years has helped shape my mindset and help me deal with some fairly uncommon issues. Leaders develop their leadership style based off their past, and presenting best practices now will help them establish a better way forward in the future. Throughout this presentation, we will be covering a good leadership approach that I recommend implementing throughout your career, which is the laissez-faire leadership style. Several references that evaluate laissez-faire leadership will be used to help determine its effectiveness and when to implement the leadership style. Some key points we will be going over are what laissez-faire means, how the leadership style works, when to implement it, what to do if it's not working, and my personal experience with the leadership style. Incorporating several references that evaluate laissez-faire leadership will be used to determine its effectiveness and when to implement it. Getting right into it, laissez-faire is French for letting people do as they choose. According to the National Society of Leadership and Success, laissez-faire leaders allow their followers to have the autonomy to make their own decisions and manage their own desks. They give their team support, guidance, consultation, and training when it's needed, but trust them to handle the details and execution of their tasks and projects. This approach is completely different than a micromanaging leadership style, and I recommend using this when you have a capable team below you that you are leading, or when you're getting into a new leadership position. When implementing this as a leader, you should be hands-off and allow your team to accomplish a task or job however they see fit, as long as it's done right. Using this approach when getting into a new leadership position allows you to see who can handle this type of leadership, along with who is competent, which provides a better understanding of those around you. Since it's hands-off and based off teamwork, you should be able to see who fills what roles within the team, and using this information, provide insight into who may be a future leader and who needs to improve in order to have an efficient team. Having a sense of who you're able to delegate tasks to allows you to focus on tasks that really only you can handle. This hands-off leadership approach can be tricky when initially implementing it because you may not know your specific role as a leader. As your leader, you should be able to go to bat for them and vouch for them when needed. Building relationships with your team is important, so you should be good at communicating with them. You should also be able to explain what needs to be done while providing left and right limits in order to ensure their success. According to the Leading Effectively staff, leaders with emotional flexibility vary their approach when it comes to dealing with their emotions and others' emotions, an area that many leaders often fail to consider. You should be listening to your team's needs and doing your best to meet them. They're all people and life can be a lot sometimes, so making sure they're taken care of should be just as important as their efficiency, because to me they go hand in hand. Things can go wrong when using this approach, so you must know that this is not an end-all be-all. Some people need to be given constant direction in order to be steered in the right direction when given a task. This leadership style may not be the best for new employees since they're probably trying to figure out how to navigate through their new workplace. Also, if you as a leader aren't fully present within the workplace, the employees below you would probably not respond accordingly with this leadership style. According to Western Governors University, sometimes laissez-faire leadership can be difficult on morale because leaders may seem uninvolved. Employees want to know that they are seen and that their work is appreciated. And when leaders aren't directly involved in a particular project, it can rub employees the wrong way. This goes back to being able to vouch for your team and celebrate them, not just take credit for their work. Since you're managing them, you should be doing the administrative side of things, especially if they don't have the time. If they need your help, you should be able to fill in and help them accomplish any task required so that they know the value that you provide. Making sure that they're put in for awards or something as simple like Employee of the Month can go a long way in ensuring that your team is motivated under your leadership. Staying involved while in a leadership role is important because it allows you to remain a true member of your team and keeps you relevant. According to Graham Wilson from Success Factory, listening and learning from your team are key aspects of being a great laissez-faire leader. My personal experience with laissez-faire leadership has worked very well. Being surrounded by effective individuals above and below me has done wonders for the workplaces that I've been involved in. I've been a part of teams working from the ground level all the way up to working for the Secretary of Defense. The leadership style for me has worked at just about every level, but what it really comes down to are the people that I've worked with. Having a motivated, driven team is the best implementation for this leadership style. Laissez-faire leadership has a time and place, and understanding when to implement this type of leadership is key. Understanding how this leadership style works, along with your personal role as a leader, can help you and your team go a long way and produce a lot of success. Remember to take care of your team while in the workplace and out of it. Helping take care of them directly supports them taking care of you. Learning and listening can be just as effective as providing direction and support, so being a two-way leader is important. Using this leadership style isn't for everyone, but I hope you at least attempt its implementation in order to develop yourself and further your understanding of what leadership styles you have at your disposal. Are there any questions? Good? Okay.